girl on my line, but I'm not with the extras. House of bars on your block like it's Tetris. Ayy.
Little test run here. Welcome to Below the Periscope. Chilling here with my nephew with his production in the background. So it's just getting off. This is some ring rust. I've been wanting to do this for a while, so I don't know if this is gonna be episode 1 or launch 1 or test 1 or whatever, but having people say, man, you ought to do this, so well, here we are, we're doing it. What up, Neff in the back? What's going on, man?
Oh, you know how it is.
Carlos? The House of Bars, there he is. We actually got a real human being.
What up, world?
Got a real human being right here. But anyway, it's called Below the Periscope because regular people like myself, especially me, below the periscope, we submerge and we do pay attention to the world, you know, and we kind of street smart, a little educated, and you know, I'm just going off the dome right now because I ain't got no cue cards in front of me and anybody asking no questions. But some of the questions people was asking me, they talk about black, white, all these races and colors and cultures, and we talk about it, and sometimes we complain about it, but we don't do nothing about it. You know, we always talk about the reparations and the separations or the 40 acres and the mule. It's just the same old story. You know what I'm saying? So as I travel around the globe, I think in reverse. The 40 acres and a mule that we're looking for, other people already got it. You know how they got it? They just went out and bought it. They ain't waiting for no handout. You know, we talking about reparations, they owe us, and the sweat of our back and all the rest of this. I'm like, we ain't the only ones that sweat it. And it takes all of us to make it go round. You know, like, I like to use examples and parodies. So like, take a car, for example. You got the pistons, you got the radiator, you got the spark plugs. They don't be complaining like, yeah, it wasn't for me, your car wouldn't have started. Yeah, because you're just a component, just like we human being components. You got black components, white components, Mexican, male, female, but we all want to take credit, you know? So one of these days, hopefully we see the world through rainbow shades and we can start blocking out the colors. So example, say your air conditioner go out, right? So you call an electrician. You don't know what color electrician coming, right? So you left, you went to work and you came home and your air conditioner was fixed. Now was it fixed by a Mexican electrician, a white electrician, or a black electrician, or would it matter if it got fixed? But you know what you overlooked? The word electrician. Huh? You heard me now?
Come on now.
They always want to put a color on it. We the best this, we the best that. You know, I'm like, when are we gonna like look in the mirror or look abroad and get over this race stuff? Because if you stop to think about it, like I say, I'm submerged below the periscope. I travel, I pay attention, yada, yada, yada. We all make the world go round, man. Oh, slavery this and blacks this, and you know, it's just amazing. So I was gonna ask the question. We always talking about we started civilization and black this and black that and yada, yada, yada. And every time I ask them what color's the devil, you take Cleopatra, you take Moses, you take all these black figures, the Sphinx, that look at the nose, and Egypt and Hebrew, beginning of time, but we keep overlooking the devil. We always calling other people the devil, but they didn't exist back in the day, remember? You know, so I wish I had some people calling in, chiming in. I want my nephew to hit me with the hot mic and these questions, because I ain't gonna duck nothing. What you got for me now?
Oh man, what you think about this Charlie Kirk situation?
Charlie Kirk is no different than me sitting here, and Charlie Kirk is no different than the person that did what they did and the people that had their opinion. It's just an opinion, you know? That man got an opinion, that man had a family. Unfortunately, he got, like they say, unalive right in front of his family / America. My opinion, just like your opinion about whatever it is, it could be sports, it could be politics, it could be who's the man on the moon, it's just your opinion. There's a whole other subject about the man on the moon, you know, or going to the moon. You know, the Charlie Kirk, like they say, you don't supposed to wish death on nobody, man. The man, and then when you break it down, the man had a lot of facts, and sometimes that was just his opinion, you know? So,
Most of the time.
I'm gonna have people not liking what I say. That's cool. I want you to bring the haters, the doubters, the who is he, and he don't know what he's talking about, and yada yada. I want you to bring them all. But when you come, just ask the questions. I don't have nothing yet because we just freestyle it, but I can't wait till so-and-so from so-and-so got this question so I can hit them like, sometime like I got like some of my...
That's the intro.
Yeah, my childhood proteges, like, you know, they talk about the black situation and we started civilization and we did this and that's great, okay, that's all fine. And then they keep using slavery, reparations, it just the old, same old Negro excuses. Because I'm going to tell you like this is what I'm trying to get to. I was born in the 60s, and since I was 3, 4, 5 years old, to my recollection, I do got photographic memory, 3, 4, I ain't had nobody stop me from doing nothing. 6, 7 years old, I ain't had nobody stop me from doing nothing. From cutting grass to doing some wrong activities, whether it was a consequence or not, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I ain't never had nothing or nobody stop me being this color. I've been self-employed for umpteen years, doing the best that I can, but I ain't never had nobody stop me of my color. And then I asked my friends the same question. Because back in the day, when we looked up to our dads and our uncles, they was married, they had wives, they had land, and we don't want to say it, but sometimes when they stepped in, guess what they was? Yeah, they was mom and dad, but a lot of them was stepmoms and stepdads. See, that's stuff we don't talk about. But they got together, they worked it out, you know what I'm saying? And what's his name, Jesse Lee Peterson? He be clowning, but he's trying to get y'all to read through the message of why he's clowning. Only person stopping you is you. Just like this right behind me, it says math makes all things happen. Do the math. Numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie. People lie, but numbers don't lie. But what you got back there, Neck? We just getting our feet wet, man. It's the first little something.
Yeah,
I'm trying to hit these questions, man. Cause,
so hold on, I'm just gonna ask you some things about you, man. So
yeah.
Where are you from, man? Who are you? How you look?
Oh, that's right. My stage name is Zaud. Back in the day, I was C-Funk, the DJ, used to be on the radio and all that old stuff, but educated, well-traveled, technically well-mannered. You know, when I say well-mannered, I mean like sometimes you need the proper etiquette. Like sometimes it's time to cut your hair. Sometimes you need to wear a collared shirt. You need some etiquette. You just can't go wrong being the thizzle, look at me all the time, you know? So, ain't looking for no validation, and that's a whole nother subject. Our color, a lot of times, my opinion, we keep looking for validation. You know, gotta validate the car, you gotta validate the shoes, you gotta validate the way somebody think about you. Now you catering to them about you wanting to be validated just to appease them. I don't get it. You know? I don't get it.
I think I heard Neil deGrasse Tyson said it too.
Yeah, I'm saying, you know, like, we be looking for validation in all the wrong places. But this is me, you know, we getting our feet wet and everything. Me and my nephew finna launch this below the Periscope. We want the black issues, the white issues, because we always talk, you know, like example, back to the black thing. We always talk the black thing, the civilization, yada, yada, yada. Like no other race did nothing. So no other race worked on the freeway, no other race built the elevator, no other race built cars. Nobody did nothing but just blacks. We just did everything. Oh, we invented this. I know. Well, everybody, we all work together, hopefully, and that's how this thing works. Just like I said, like earlier I said about a car. You don't hear the pissing complaining to the alternator or the tires or the gear oil. One for me, you can, man, it's just components to make the car / we the components that should make life run smooth. You know, so like I say, I travel, I sit below the Periscope, I watch sporting events, and we're just trying to get some ism frontwards and backwards and have some answers to some questions people might want to ask or was looking for an answer for. Because I always talk about the black thing. They have never stopped me, my brothers, my sisters, my homeboys, my aunts, my uncles. I won't name the places that they worked at, you know, that's their personal life, but I'm saying, they was born before me. I didn't see them get stopped. Ton of bricks, ton of feathers. I just see a bunch of excuses, and you know, I'm keeping it clean. So Hopefully some of y'all can read between the lines, but all these excuses we've been making, and we still make, or seeking fake validation, we need to stop it. You know, you need to look inside of you and see what you're gonna do for you and your family and your community, and what is it gonna mean? What is the, like, sometimes what's the why? We know we do stuff, but why? Sometimes we need to figure out the why, and then you can answer some of your own questions, you know? So like I say, we just rolling, chilling with the net. We launching below the Periscope, and we submerged. Like I said, I was talking about Neil deGrasse Tyson. You got Stephen Hawking. See, these are current people that's good to talk about. Then you also got Terrence Howard. So they laughed at him because when he was saying what he was saying about science and math, because they looked at him as an actor, but they didn't look to him like an astrophysicist, you know? So that's what's wrong, you know, you're trying to judge a book by the cover. So we'll use Socrates and Aristotle and the Dalai Lama and Sir Isaac Newton. But guess what? Some of us is just as smart. You know what I'm saying? Because we have some life experiences and our theories is pretty close. And if it ain't close to theirs, some of our theories of logic or reason or common sense, they just speak for themselves. You know, like what were we talking about the other day when I always question, you know, when they said the earth is round or flat. You know, whether it's round or flat, I just always ask the question, if it's round and surrounded by water, not the famous fall off part, when you got islands and continents, and then they use that, oh, South America, all this other stuff, I hear everything you're saying. But when you leave one of those continents that's surrounded by water, when you go north, south, east, and or west, how do you keep landing on land? Is that what we asked the other day, or I asked? And they'd be like, because, no, you dodge that question, just like you dodge the question about what color's the devil. You dodge, you left the island, or you left the continent because you think we stupid, we don't know the difference of an island or a continent and what's surrounded by water and the globe is round and you look up in the sky, but you ain't been up that far to see how far what's what. You're just going off guesstimation. So example, watch this. What about the guesstimation before we studied it when we heard about Christopher Columbus discovering America? We found out that wasn't true. So you might be finding out some other things once you research or use common sense or your common sense, that some of the stuff probably ain't even true. And even if it was, what's that got to do with you? Huh? What's that got to do with keeping your family tight, loving thy neighbor, being colorblind? You know, so like where I work at, my demographic is white or Caucasian, but we hear all this stuff about racism and everything. I live in a 95% white town, but I hear hello and good morning every day since I've been there. It's been a couple years, every day. But see, I think in reverse. Like example, people talking about money and getting rich and everything. I promise you, take your health first. Your health is the most important. Your belief in the Creator, that trumps everything. But your health. So example, some rich people, oxygen tank, things in their nose, 15, 20 minutes to get out their car, can't walk across the street, can't even go to their own mailbox. Nice house, beautiful car, 2025. You know, they rich like you call it, money rich. There's the boat, there's the big house, but look at the health. All the medicine they gotta take. Can't breathe, can't sleep. You know what I'm saying? Would you want to trade any of those for your health, for some money? Are you kidding me? You know, so just, like I say, being submerged with the Periscope, just getting the feet wet, you know what I mean? And it's going to be different parts of the show, but I'm just freestyling it because I want people to be asking questions. So when we get this stuff set up right, I want you to call in, chime in, because I'm just going off the dome, and never will we write nothing down. We don't have to. Life alone is the lesson, you know? Life alone is the lesson. When you walk outside this door, I used to say this when I was younger. I said two things where they thought I was stupid or crazy. I told people back in the day when I was younger that I was my best friend. Oh, that's crazy. How could you be your best friend? Because I think I'm pretty cool. I I hang out with me quite often. I know what I'm gonna be doing. So I became my best friend. I can always depend on me. And some of the best friends we try to rely on, and it ain't up for them to always hold your hand. Like the guy, here's a parody one of my buddies told me, older guy. He said, Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. Now listen to this part. All the king's horses and all the king's men, what couldn't they do? They couldn't put Humpty back together again.
You need some of those for that. Look, you spitting.
You know,
you spitting so much.
They couldn't put you. Only you could put you back together again. You stay in line with the universe. Do what you're supposed to be doing. Do your homework, your research, not just like schoolwork. We talking about school of life. When you walk out the door, you're in the university or the school of life, and it's got some hard lessons for you. You know what I'm saying? So you know that the stove is hot. You know, so I always tell my people the stove is hot. Whether it's hot or not, you don't need to touch it.
Come on now.
You don't need to find out. It's just hot. And whether you touch it and it's hot or not, we tried to tell you it was hot.
Try to let you know.
We tried, like my aunt them said, we're trying to learn you something.
Come on.
So this is a little test run, and Neil deGrasse Tyson, Stephen Hawking, you got Dalai Lama, like I say, Socrates and all these guys, Albert Einstein. We always say so-and-so's theory. Well, what about your theory? You probably just as smart as all those guys, because as time evolved, things evolved, thought evolved, movement evolved. So we are a lot freer than we used to be, you know, whatever race you was, because like we always want to dodge the Atlantic slave trade, the Barbary pirates. We want to dodge all that stuff, but we just want to keep concentrating on this with all these excuses, man. That's all it is, a bunch of excuses. Believe me, it's excuses or scams or trying to get over and being, I'm gonna say nigga slick. You know, we always trying to be slick. Sometimes we just don't want to do the right thing. You know, like you get pulled over. It don't matter if you did something or not. You got pulled over. The fact remains you got pulled over. Now you could decipher it easy. You could either have license, registration, insurance, or none of the above. If you talk to him right, he might let you go. But the worst thing gonna happen, probably, you'll get a ticket. You know what the ticket says? The ticket says, because you never read them, not admitting guilt. There's one of your answers. I promise to appear to fight this matter. It ain't, you know, but you live to tell the story. Oh, I know my rights. He don't want to hear all that crap, because you don't understand that he does understand. He understands that he don't give a damn what you're talking about. If you rally him up, you know, the powers that be, you're probably gonna have some consequences to deal with. So, in my car, I promise you, I got pulled over more than almost everybody watching this podcast. I simply, license right here, registration, insurance, whether it's good, bad, valid, tainted, ripped, let him decide what he gonna do. Just be cool and calm, give him the credentials. Oh, what you pull me over for, man? You acting all hostile and stuff. Like, why? You see the results of where it's probably gonna lead to. Why would you even put yourself through it? But here's the other answer. This is streetwise. You know why you're acting that way? Because you know that you ain't got one of the three. You know, so now you want to make up stuff and deflect. Man, just take the L. Just take the L. You didn't have no license. Okay, now you want to give a fake name. Now you got all this stuff going against you. Why? Why? I promise you I've been pulled over more than almost everybody that's going to view this. And I'm still good. You know, you got traffic school. You either take the L or you could charge it to the game. Because many times nobody walks out the door squeaky clean. No? You might have sped yesterday. You might have did this. You might have had expired tax for 4 or 5 months or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You skated. So when he finally pulls you over, whoever you are, you ain't no exemption. And then watch this. Here's one I wanna challenge y'all with. Check this out. I'm gonna challenge you with this one. The next time you drive in your car, since you think you're getting picked on, I want you to drive, look at the car in front of you, and tell me what color that person is driving. You can't, because I tried it. Did you catch that? So when you say they're picking on us, I said that to say this. I look at the world through rainbow shades. If you took the time in the morning, 6:30, 7 o'clock, if you was on your way to the donut shop or wherever, I want you to ride by your local courthouse. And I want you to grab your phone or just your two eyes and look at all the demographics going to court. And I can almost guarantee you it's going to be more others. Can y'all see this? I'm doing this for a reason. So all these excuses that we make, yeah, I'm this color too. Challenge my theory. Any day of the week, or any day of the week, just get up, walk into one of these courtrooms, J11, whatever these alphabets is, and just sit down in there and listen to some cases. And look to the left and the right, and I want you to look at the demographics. You're probably going to see more other colors in that courtroom than us. So how many more excuses do we need? You feel me, Neff? How many more excuses do we need? So I'm trying to give us some ism so we can start thinking and wake ourselves up. Because as smart as we think we are, I got a whole lot of the other color friends. And I ask them real simple questions. I ask them black questions. And they act like they're not paying attention or they don't know what we're talking about. The answer is yes. My gray boys, white boys, whatever you want to call them, they just my friends, but we are white, black, Mexican, Chinese. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, how could you say that? Well, don't you eat Japanese food or Chinese food or Mexican food? So why would you be offended when you call somebody Mexican, but you eat Mexican food? Oh, look at that Japanese dude. That's not offensive. He is Japanese. I'm black. So this is what we need to get out of. This.
I blame Gen Z.
You what?
I said I blame these young dudes, these Gen Zers.
Well, it's an ongoing cycle that hopefully you change it, I change it, somebody else with another podcast changes, somebody at the water cooler, somebody just keep doing what we're doing and we might get some progress out of this, you know?
You know who else I be listening to? Judge Joe Brown. You ever check him out?
He cool.
He call him the Rainbow Coalition.
Yeah, I mean but you know, even though that's
I'm not talking about them.
No, me neither. But that's
I put the Gen Zers with them because they all have the same talking point.
Yeah. So this ism.
But this ain't.
I'm trying to give or getting my feet wet with the podcast below the Periscope. I'm trying to have some positive reverse thoughts.
Podcast.
What happened?
I said I can't bring them up on the first podcast.
Oh yeah, well no, we can bring them up anytime because that's their choice to be whoever they want to be. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can be whoever they want to be. That's between you and the Creator. He's the only one that can judge you. You know, they're gonna look at me like, what's this dude talking about? Who is he? I know who I am. I'm somebody that is well traveled and got some ism. And I see the world through rainbow shades because I've been on both sides. Not only have I been on both sides, I study both sides. I just left watching Sunday football with my Mexican boys. And we tight. You know what I'm saying? And they don't say, they're my brothers, but they are Mexican. We always dodging like that's not right. He's eating Latin, he gets offended when you call him Latin. You ever had any Latin food?
Yeah.
Man, knock it off. You know, so like example, they keep programming you, me, us, well, mainly y'all. Like you go from a janitor to a custodian to a facilitator. They just keep changing the names. Just like you got Kemet in Egypt, and then you got all these names, and his real name is Yah and all this. Yeah. I heard you. All right, we hear you. But what does that mean? I'll tell you what it means to me. You got 120 years or less since Noah's Ark to live. So water, Gatorade, hyperbaric chamber, jumping jacks, running in place, walking, calisthenics is not going to save you. God's mercy. Huh? Since Noah's Ark, I'm going to say it again. Since Noah's Ark, Google it. No man shall live past 120 years. I didn't write the Bible, so the ones that don't think it's true, just look it up. Do you still sweat through your brows? Ain't that in there? He said, all the days of your life. I've been doing this for a long time. He said, all the days of your life. He didn't say sometime. So just trying to spit some ism, and I'm trying to give reverse angle thoughts to some of these questions that we duck. We need to stop ducking them. Yeah, we know about Kobe, LeBron. Yeah, we know all that. Yip-de-doo, Steve. Yeah, we get it. Who's the best? And the answer is so self-explanatory. They was all the best of their time. You can't go back in time to make them play each other in their prime. That's impossible. So while they ran their era, they were the best. Magic and Bird was the best. Then Jordan took over. Then Shaq and Kobe took over. Then Tim Duncan got some of his.
3 minutes.
Huh?
Yeah, 3 minutes.
Oh, we cool. Yeah. Just getting the feet wet, so reverse thought. Not just from me. Now, I'm blessed with it because I see stuff frontwards and backwards like, you guys. Say if you went to a state and I ask my people, yeah, have you ever been to that state backwards? They're like, what do you mean? Yeah, there's north, south, east, and west. So yeah, you've been to Arizona, but did you come in through California? And did you come in through New Mexico? So those are, different ways to look at stuff. That's the way I see it. But back to the angles, the trajectory, and the slickness. A lot of us, we think we slick. I mean, not only do we think we slick, we think nobody don't know that we slick or trying to be slick. Knock it off. Stop making up excuses, man. Just go for it. Do the math. Do the math. Makes all things happen. Everything is math. Your heartbeat, your speedometer in your car. Wait, everything is math. So do the math. For example, if you make $20 an hour, 20 times 8 is 160, right? Times that times 5. So no matter how hard you work in that frame of 8 hours, times 20, that's $160. We ain't talking about the takeaways. I'm gonna give you a full $160. So what's 160 times 5? Is that 800? 8 times 4, 3,200. So no matter how hard you work, whatever you do at $20 an hour, is going to equate to $3,200 a month. Do the math. So if you're making 15, do the math. 17, do whatever the number it is, do the math. Otherwise, you're gonna keep tricking yourself thinking you're gonna get out of this bubble, Charlotte's Web. I'm dodging names, but I have people used to say, man, I can't take this no more, man, I'm about to do so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so. Real easy question is how? Y'all forget this stuff, man, I'm about to change this. How? I'm about to leave my mom's house, I'm about to do so-and-so, I can't take it around here. Okay, whoever you are that's renting, one, obviously you're at your mama's house so something ain't going right, or grandmama, wherever you at. So from this point where you're barely making it at mama or grandmama in the back room or couch, or your own room, 20, 30, 40, whatever age you are, do the math. I'm gonna say the question again. Man, I can't take it around here, man. I'm about to get out of here and go where? Sleep on somebody else's couch? Because you didn't do the math. You do not have $900 a month. Let's just say that's a 1-bedroom or a studio. You don't have 900, and if you got 900, you probably headed down to where the place that got that arm, the one-arm bandit. That's probably where you're going because you want to flip the 9, and you ain't got no responsibilities. So wherever the 9 go, it don't matter. It ain't like you took some of the 9 that you did or you didn't have and run down to help wherever you staying with pay a bill. And guess what? You can make up every excuse in the world because let me learn you something. You can walk down there and pay the person bill. You can pay it on your phone. You ain't even gotta ask them, hey man, I paid this bill for you today. You know what I mean? So all the excuses that we make, like I say, I'm here to hear all the excuses that we hear, but I'm gonna bring them abroad because this is www.worldwide. So eventually this little flame, mustard seed, it's gonna grow.
Got your girl on my line, but I'm not with the extras. House of bars on your block like it's Tetris. Ayy,